this work was disappear from long time ago, as told in chapter 4 by Sri Krishna. And this majestic work or yoga or Karmayoga, I'm again represent in front of you, or going to show you and going to preach you again. This was disappear from long year ago. So in chapter 4 of verse 3, he told to the Arjuna, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga, that is Sankhya Yoga, it also known as the Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, both are the same. There are three processes of practice shown by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. And he focused, Sri Krishna focused on Karma Yoga. This Karma Yoga, which first time start in chapter 2, verse 39, by saying Krishna to Arjuna, he told in verse 39 of chapter 2, he told to the world's people in sake of Arjuna that thus far I have declared to you that analytical knowledge of the Sankhya philosophy. Now listen to the knowledge of Karma Yoga, whereby one works without fruitive result. When you act by such intelligence, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. This is verse 39 of chapter 2, where first time Karma Yoga started by Sri Krishna. Here I would like to give you advice. I will take different verses from the different chapter. I composed according to similarity, according to the similarity of verses, that you understood, that you clear step by step. So my verse should be before and after are unseries as given in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. But I composed these verses in a manner that you understood one by one, as Krishna told to Arjuna. So the majestic of Gyan, of the knowledge, should be clear one by one or step by step. So, you perceive the knowledge, actually what Sri Krishna told to the peoples of the world in sake of Arjuna. Some example means all verses is totally depend on the Karmayoga, the second part which is told to the world's people, Karmayoga. So, what he told in verse 31, Sri Krishna told to the world that free yourself from the bondage of work. Understood, first perceive what is the bondage of work. The bondage of work means you are bound with your executed work. Simple meaning. What you did today, yesterday, or what you are going to do in future, every work have result, have desire of result. If through your intelligence, through your evenness, I am using word evenness, intelligence, sambuddhi, mind, evenness, intelligence, if you work with evenness, intelligence, your bondage to the work never stabilized, not take place. Because the work, when you bonded to a work, it means you are waiting for the result. Forget the wish of result. Forget the wish of fruitive result. Then there will be no bondage. And what bondage created? Why Sri Krishna advising or preaching to Arjuna that what bondage mislead? What bondage dangerousness? Bondage, the dangerousness of the bondage is you will take rebirth for that bondage, for that bond to that particular work. Your work, what is positive? Suppose, I'm taking an example. Suppose you helping some other people, or you are giving some money to other people, but you work, but he not return you that money in this life, in this present life. Then what happen? That persons will take rebirth and return money in next birth or in rebirth to you. So he bonded by your money. If he return in same birth, in same life where he received that money, then that person's not take rebirth for bondage of work or for bondage of work. The duty only returning of money, he is going for rebirth. Sri Krishna told, stop this cycle of birth and death. Do work in a Karmayoga that your cycle of death and birth will stop, and you will be counselor of my abode. You will live in my place. You will achieve me as a supreme Godhead. You will be free. You will be salvated from cycle of birth and death. The only meaning is bondage of work is that. Means you easily achieve or attain your Godhead in which you believe, as told by Sri Krishna. So, Karmayoga, in Karmayoga, Bhagavan Sri Krishna also preached to Krishna, to Arjuna, in chapter 5 and in chapter 5 of verse 1, in chapter 5 of verse 6. I jump from chapter 2 to the chapter 5 to taking example from there where Sri Krishna mentioned the two examples on which process of practice is better to achieve Godhead, to achieve salvations, to achieve liberalizations, which process of actions. As we mentioned, there are three processes to achieve salvations, free liberalizations. One is Sankhya Yoga, that is known as the Jnana Yoga. Second one is the Karmayoga, which is also known as the evenness, intelligence yoga. And third one is Bhakti Yoga, where devotional service means where you totally engage to the God, where you be the refugee to the God, where you surrender yourself in front of the God that this work is yours and I am doing in name of you. Total devotions, total divine devotions, total transcendentals taken place that God and I both are one. Transcendental. This is known as the Bhakti Yoga. I will discuss this Bhakti Yoga after this Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, very simple way to achieve Godhead.